Hi there, and welcome back to East Lothian's piping channel. Today, we're going to be looking at strikes. Okay, so strikes are quite an important exercise, and we're going to be using it later on in our first tune, which is Auld Lang Syne. Now, we're going to start in the top hand, okay, and we're going to split up into two sections. Now, on your music, you're going to see that you're going to start on high A, and there's going to be a G grace note. However, you can't actually play a G grace note on high A. And what you will notice that for all strikes, the grace note falls underneath the notes. So for example, the first one's going to be high A. It's going to have a G grace note, then high A. Okay, so that G grace note's below the notes. So whenever you see a grace note that's below the two main notes, it's going to be a strike. So the first one is going to be on high A, like I just said, and it's going to be a downward strike motion like that. Okay? Now grace notes are going to be fast moving, so we're not going to go to high G properly. It's just going to be there's going to be a kind of a cheat high G. It's going to sound like this. Okay, so we're sounding high G, but it's going to be a fast strike movement. Okay, then after that is going to be a wee bit easier to understand. On high G, the next note, the grace note is F. So that's telling us to strike down to F, which is that note, then back up to high G. So it's going to be... Okay, now the good thing about the first section, the top hand, it's all just one finger strikes. So it's going to be... Then F. The grace note's E, so it's going to be... Then E is another good one to explain how the movement works. If you're going to strike E with one finger, it's actually low A you go to. And you can tell because the grace note says low A. So it's going to be... Okay, so the whole top hand again. That's the top hand, so it's all one finger. Now, when we get to the bottom hand, okay, the low G, sorry, the grace note for the bottom hand, okay, is consistently low G. So for the bottom hand, we're always going to be going to low G. No matter what note you're on, you're going to be going to low G, striking down to low G. Okay, so it's going to be... Okay, so D, 3 fingers down to low G, because the grace note is low G. Then 3 fingers back up to go back to D. So it's the same as C, 2 fingers down to low G, and 2 fingers back up. Okay, switch to B, both fingers down. That one can be quite awkward. Okay, so just work at it nice and slowly. Then low A. Okay, so that's the full scale. There's a wee bit of a variation with 2 of the notes, but we'll come to that after I play the full scale strikes. So just from high A. Okay, so that's the scale of strikes. Now, after that, in the music, it goes back to B. Okay, now it's the same low G. This is a variation, and it's on B and C, just the variations, and you'll find this in Auld Lang Syne. So the variation is B, low G, just as normal, but instead of going back to B, we're going to go to low A. It's going to sound like this. Okay, so low G, sorry, B, low G, A, then C. This is exactly the same C, low G, A, so... Okay, so... And the way that's written, okay, it's got your B just as normal, your low G grace note, okay, then you're just going to go to low A. Okay, then the final one is D, where we're going to go strike just one finger this time. It's a variation on D. Okay, because the grace note says it's going to be C. Okay, now it's not too much change in tunes, okay, but you'll definitely know the difference on D. One grace note's going to be to low G, and one's going to be to C, okay? So I'm just going to do the full scale just to finish this off now. Okay, this is going to go from the very start to the very end of the line. then the last three variations. Okay, and that's the strikes. When they are very important to put into tunes, but keep practicing that, understand the different grace notes and where they're going, okay, and then you'll put that into Auld Lang Syne.